The day Ethan won the Newcomer Award, he publicly announced our relationship. His career resources plummeted, and he lost countless fans. But through sheer acting talent, he clawed his way back to the top 7 years later, becoming the youngest Grand Slam winning actor in history. At the awards ceremony, he stood holding roses and a ring. The entire crowd assumed he'd proposed to me. When all camera flashes turned my way, Ethan walked past me toward Laura in the corner, sinking to one knee before her. "Laura, will you marry me?" His hand trembled as he held the ring, eyes shimmering with hope. I'd rehearsed this moment countless times in my mind, whether to respond with playful coyness, tearful surprise, or stunned silence. Never did I imagine witnessing this exact scene unfold with someone else as the lead. The auditorium fell deathly quiet. Then camera shutters erupted like machine gun fire, flooding the space with artificial daylight. My expression, shock contorting into a grotesque imitation of a smile, was immortalized in countless lenses. Reporters swarmed like piranhas. "Ivy, are you and Ethan broken up? Will you bless the happy couple? Did you know about this proposal?" I forced composure. "Of course." I smiled. Ethan and I were college sweethearts. He studied acting while I pursued directing. After graduation, we entered the industry together. His striking looks brought early fame. Within 2 years, he'd won that Newcomer Award. I remembered his triumphant speech that night when he'd grabbed the mic unscripted. "My first thanks go to Ivy. She's stood by me since we were 18. I don't care about losing girlfriend fans, I have the real thing right here. Ivy, when I win the Grand Slam, I'll make you the happiest bride." That declaration had trended for days. Hordes of Ethan's fans invaded my social media, spewing vitriol. Later that night, he'd emerged from the shower to find me staring blankly at my phone. Snatching it away, he'd hugged me close. "Ignore those harpies. They're just jealous you have me. You're rising fast." I'd sighed. "While I'm still an assistant director with nothing to show." "Don't say that," he'd snapped. "Once I'm best actor, everyone will accept us. I'll prove my worth through my work. Young love makes fools of us all." I abandoned my career to become his manager. My directing training became his acting coach. I curated his scripts, vetted his variety show appearances, balancing artistic integrity with public exposure. Through 7 years of my relentless efforts, Ethan's reputation soared until at 31, he achieved the Grand Slam. Days before the ceremony, I noticed his odd behavior, secret gift purchases, floral arrangement research, endless suit fittings, hairstyle experiments. The nervous excitement was palpable. I knew he meant to fulfill his promise. I played along, secretly preparing my own surprise, ordering a gown complementing his tuxedo, getting salon-perfect manicures, rehearsing media responses. I lined up PR firms to cement his devoted partner image, even dug up his Newcomer Award footage for nostalgia campaigns, never suspecting the proposal wasn't mine to receive. The ceremony descended into bedlam, some documenting the historic proposal, others Googling Laura's background, the rest hounding me for sound bites. Suddenly I remembered last night's rooftop champagne toast. When Ethan made me promise something. "Ivy," he'd said, swirling his glass, "you're now the industry's golden manager after crafting me into a star." The unspoken second half hung in the air now, golden enough to be discarded. Our respective careers have been quite successful. "Ivy, can you promise me that no matter what happens, we'll maintain our dignity?" At 30, we should understand that what truly matters is self-interest. Back then, I naively assumed he meant our combined commercial value after the award show. Facing the cameras, a reporter asked, "Did you know Ethan was planning to propose?" I replied calmly, "Yes. Last night after he fell asleep, I found the ring under his pillow while tucking him in." My tone remained steady. The journalists immediately pounced. "So you two were still cohabiting as of last night?" Correct. Does this mean Ethan cheated? I smiled. I received the same information as all of you here at the awards ceremony. Instead of asking me, why not consult those directly involved? The swarm of reporters rushed toward Ethan and Laura, who stood embracing each other. Ethan, did you cheat? Have you officially broken up with Ivy? Why did you break your 7-year promise? What happened between you two? Ethan glared at me with accusatory fury. I gathered my gown and exited without looking back. Dignity in adulthood is self-preserved. Before reaching the main exit, Wyatt blocked my path. You handled the press well. But what about outside? His fans have mobbed the entrance. The Best Actor nominee from Ethan's competing film continued, they might become violent after your public exposure of his affair. Let's use the back exit. After brief consideration, I agreed. Reckless pride solves nothing, self-preservation matters most. Wyatt had prearranged security at the service entrance. I immediately entered his waiting car. Drinks? Or straight home? He asked. Home. To pack. The penthouse Ethan bought after winning his first Best Actor award once filled me with joy. The night we moved from our apartment, I dragged him through empty rooms planning our future. This corner needs a piano for nightly lullabies. This room will be Tiana's with ceiling-high catwalks. The terrace needs flower beds plus a hammock for our wine nights. Now surveying these carefully curated spaces, tears threatened. Everything seemed normal yesterday. He'd made my favorite beef stew for dinner, blowing on each spoonful to cool it before feeding me. How could he transform into a stranger overnight? The affair must have lasted months. Yet I remained oblivious. I'd foolishly believed he valued our first love as I did, that he secretly planned our wedding like I imagined our future children. Every corner held memories of our shared years. Yet everything now felt chillingly alien. Tiana mewed, rubbing her head against mine. Cradling her, I whispered, "Come with mommy to a new home? One without daddy?" She purred in response, nestling into my arms. Cats understand nothing, yet understand everything. After collecting my documents, I left carrying only Tiana. Everything else stayed behind. Wyatt was waiting for me in the parking garage. He looked slightly surprised when he saw me without luggage. I climbed into the car holding Tiana. I have documentation of all shared income during our relationship. On my way here, I already had Ryan start investigating Ethan's accounts. Video evidence of our cohabitation up until yesterday exists. He won't keep a single cent that belongs to me. Instead of hauling things out myself, I'll let the court order him to deliver what's mine personally. Wyatt finally smiled. Classic Ivy move. I've got a vacant property if you need temporary housing. I stroked Tiana's paw and asked, "Why help me?" He pondered. Ethan and I have identical market positioning in the industry. Everyone knows we're rivals. Now that he's stupid enough to publicly cut ties with you, it plays right into my hands. I know his entire career was built through your coaching. That's why I want you as my agent. Shared enemies make perfect allies. No? Our professional circles overlapped, but we'd never been close beyond polite greetings. Now the entire industry held its breath waiting for my response. Ethan wanted me to take the high road, tell media we'd already broken up, letting him keep both his new fling and public sympathy. He knew better than anyone how I craved the spotlight's intoxication. The clinking champagne flutes. The lavish lifestyle earned through ambition. I wasn't some shrinking violet, whether as director turned agent. I'd clawed my way to legendary status through sheer grit. He assumed we'd keep our old arrangement, him collecting acting trophies while I pulled strings behind the curtain. But he forgot no amount of fame outweighs my self-respect. How dare this man I sculpted from nothing humiliate me publicly? So I calmly told reporters about his affair. I don't believe in delayed vengeance, settle scores while the cameras roll. Let the guilty party squirm under scrutiny. That's why I accepted Wyatt's offer. Better to elevate his rival to stratospheric heights than start over with rookies. Stop checking your phone. Wyatt glanced at me. Those comments will only upset you. 3 minutes. I replied. Until what? Last night I scheduled our entire 13-year love story to drop 1-hour post-ceremony photos. Videos from 7 years ago. Crafting his eternal romantic persona. Right when public curiosity peaks. Wyatt's mouth curved. Brilliant play. Ivy. When Ethan first entered the industry, we kept our relationship secret. After his best newcomer win, I never leaked personal details to preserve audience immersion in his roles. People only knew me as the girlfriend. But I understood a man's loyalty is his best cosmetic. Revealing our decade-long love during his career peak would have cemented his status as Hollywood's untouchable leading man. He could have been more than an Oscar winner and era-defining icon. Now he's shattered his own crown. The clock struck. My PR team released the materials as scheduled. Social media servers crashed for 10 glorious minutes. As the internet anointed me history's most wronged partner, Ethan's call flashed across my screen. Are you trying to destroy me, Ivy? Ethan snarled, his voice raw with fury. We agreed last night to handle this with dignity no matter what. When people are speechless, they really do laugh out loud. Dignity? Cheaters don't get to talk about dignity. He caught the edge of contempt in my silence and pivoted. I shouldn't have proposed to Laura tonight without telling you. But you know me. Ivy, I'm a man who takes responsibility. She's carrying my child. I can't let her raise the baby alone. You of all people understand how hard it is for kids without both parents. And you've seen how vicious the entertainment industry is toward women. His words were poison-coated blades twisting in my chest. So she was already pregnant. He knew exactly how unforgiving this business could be for women. Yet he'd still chosen to humiliate me publicly. She's terrified you'll get angry. That you'll expose her. She wanted to terminate the pregnancy because she feels so vulnerable. That's why I had to propose tonight to give her security. You're different, Ivy. Even if we're not together anymore, we're still the ultimate power duo. We'll keep making millions. But Laura, she only has me. You're strong enough to protect yourself. My hand trembled around the phone. All these years, I'd shouldered every crisis to ease his burdens, handled every scandal, every PR nightmare. My competence had become the very excuse for his betrayal. The neon-lit streets blurred past as Wyatt pulled over, rushing to open my door. Before hanging up, Ethan's final plea hung in the air. Let's do a press conference tomorrow. Tell them we broke up months ago. Say I only came over to discuss work. We'll ride this wave for maximum profit. Keep it civil, okay? Silence crashed down, broken only by the thrumming pulse in my temples. Wyatt. Let's get a drink. At his mountain villa. I sat clutching Tiana until he draped a blanket over me. It's autumn now. The nights get cold up here. Cocktails are fine, I said when he asked. I thought you'd down a couple bottles to drown your sorrows. Liquid courage? My laugh sounded hollow. Can't afford to lose focus. There's still damage control to do. Tomorrow morning, no amount of spin about our previous breakup would matter. The truth was already bleeding through every calculated lie. However, the property surveillance footage must have already been deleted by him. Surely he knew about the home security cameras? Smiling, I stroked the sleeping Tiana in my arms and replied, no. He never fed the cat himself, completely unaware that the automatic feeder came equipped with a wide-angle camera. Both Ethan and I had busy schedules, but I disliked having live-in help. To ensure Tiana's regular meals, I'd purchased the top-tier automatic feeder that not only dispensed food but also recorded the kitten's activities throughout the day. Tiana would often nap by the entrance after playing, waiting for our return. Upon recognizing our footsteps, she'd excitedly pace by the door to greet us. I'd specifically angled the feeder's camera toward the entryway to capture these adorable moments. The device's mobile access was exclusively linked to my account. I stayed awake all night, only managing to drift off at dawn. Wyatt's urgent knocking interrupted my brief sleep. Ethan had called a press conference. Though journalists packed the venue, the live stream chat remained overwhelmingly hostile. From last night till now, he'd received condemnation from 99% of viewers, with only his die-hard 1% fanbase holding out. Wyatt placed a steaming mug of milk beside me and set down his tablet, studying me with concern. "I'm fine," I assured him with a tired smile. Exhaustion weighed on me, but this wasn't denial. The sleepless night brought clarity. This was my mother's spirit protecting me, helping me escape this two-faced man before marriage. 30 was still young enough to start over. Good. Wyatt visibly relaxed, settling beside me to watch the broadcast. By the time I finished my milk, Ethan had already weaponized tears and acting skills to convince some viewers we'd been broken up for months. As my agent, Ivy was extremely professional. He sobbed dramatically, but mixing business with pleasure caused constant arguments. Over time, our romance faded. We've been strictly colleagues and business partners for years now. Laura, his voice softened with manufactured tenderness. Laura's pure-hearted, radiant, and innocent. She's become my sanctuary from grueling work schedules, the light that sustained me through my awards season. Without her support, I never could have achieved Grand Slam status. Ethan presented fabricated separation documents, clearly confident in his scheme. Retrospectively, the clues were there: no couple photos in 6 months. His sudden insistence on preconception nutrition that eliminated our late-night takeout rituals, replaced by his homemade healthy meals that conveniently left no delivery records. He'd systematically erased traces of our shared life, explaining away matching items as work necessities. Emboldened by his performance, fans flooded social media. Frowny face Ivy's such a schemer. Bitter ex trying to ruin our Oscar king. Adults should part ways gracefully. Defamation lawsuits incoming. Ivy better apologize. Ivy exploited Ethan for years. Entire studio should disband and set him free. As the digital frenzy peaked, I reached for my phone to contact legal counsel, only to find Ethan's final threat: frowny face, going dark won't save you. Ivy, I'm clearing Laura's name tomorrow regardless. If you sabotage me again, I'll expose how your parents really died. The message crystallized my resolve. My former lover had become a vindictive stranger willing to salt old wounds. But he'd forgotten I wasn't the insecure, reclusive girl he once knew. Mr. Collins. I spoke calmly into my phone. You may proceed. On screen, Ethan's tearful performance continued under flashing cameras. No one noticed attorney Ryan entering through a side door, legal documents in hand as he ascended the podium. Good afternoon, Ryan announced. I'm Ryan Collins, representing MS. Ivy Harrison. Before Ethan could react, Ryan had already projected the video from his computer onto the large screen. The footage showed Tiana wagging her tail excitedly by the door. When it opened, Ethan and I entered while passionately kissing. He repeatedly called baby in clear, honeyed tones. Ivy played 6 months' worth of surveillance videos, ending with last night's clip: Tiana rolling on the living room floor as the automatic recording captured Ethan murmuring, "Baby, tomorrow's the award ceremony when I complete my Grand Slam. Shouldn't we celebrate tonight? Maybe try my favorite position?" Each video bore timestamped proof in the corner. Ethan had no escape. A female journalist fired the first angry question: "These videos confirm you were cohabitating with Ms. Harrison until the night before the awards. Given your apparent intimacy, when exactly did your relationship with Laura begin? How do you explain your earlier claim of having broken up long ago?" The previously distraught Ethan now glared with unconcealed rage. "I've known Ivy for 13 years. He sneered. "She's a pathological liar. Did you know she's the daughter of a murderer and a mental patient?" Gasps filled the room. Wyatt turned to me, stunned. I kept my eyes locked on the live broadcast, expressionless. Ryan remained unflappable. My client Ivy endured unimaginable childhood trauma. Her father's brutal domestic abuse drove her mother to 7 suicide attempts before complete mental breakdown. During the final attack that shattered her legs, that broken woman mustered her last shred of sanity to hide her 9-year-old daughter in a closet, whispering, "Don't come out until strangers arrive." To save her child, she fatally stabbed the abuser before overdosing on medication. This case made national headlines. An entire community protected young Ivy, sending her to the best foster care, providing daily volunteer support, even legally changing her identity. She trusted this painful secret to the man she loved, only to have him weaponize it. Yet throughout her career, Ivy has quietly funded domestic violence shelters and trauma recovery programs without ever exploiting her past. The crowd fell silent until someone shouted, "Scumbag." Soon the room erupted in curses. Ryan raised his hand for order. "We're filing lawsuits today to reclaim Ivy's rightful share of joint assets with full documentation." Effective immediately, she resigns from Ethan's company and severs all professional ties. Any future defamation will be met with legal action. Post-broadcast, I finally exhaled. Wyatt materialized bedside, suddenly embracing me. "Ivy, suits you perfectly." His arms felt warm. "Why not take a vacation before becoming my agent? I've imposed enough these past 2 days." "Partner." I gently declined. Wyatt shrugged. "Then as partners, I'm legally obligated to inform you that your eye bags could rival a panda's. Get some sleep, we need you sharp to finish Ethan off." His nagging somehow lulled me into deep slumber. I awoke at dusk to find Tiana missing. Downstairs, the corgi lay contentedly across Wyatt's lap as they watched TV. "She adores me." He grinned. "Tiana rarely warms up to strangers." "Thanks for watching her. I should go." Wyatt's smile faded, but he stood gracefully. "Let me drive you. The place is ready." As we passed the Bund, workers were removing Ethan's colossal billboard. "Feeling triumphant?" Wyatt asked. "Just taking out the trash." The fallout was swift. Ethan became the fastest fallen Best Actor in history. Luxury brands terminated contracts. A-list film projects sought replacements. Male peers distanced themselves to avoid guilt by association. Female stars steered clear of romantic speculation. His empire crumbled overnight. From a celebrated, award-winning actor to a despised, scheming scumbag in public opinion, Ethan's downfall took merely 2 days. Wyatt devoured every scrap of drama surrounding Ethan with glee. When I teased him about acting childish, Wyatt shrugged. "We've been rivals for years. Watching his demise is my guilty pleasure." Truthfully, Ethan's current predicament concerned me little. My social media brimmed with hate comments demanding let the truth unfold. Yet I remained unfazed. Surviving my mother's final sacrifice taught me this: live unapologetically for yourself. Loyalty falters, but financial security endures. My sole focus now was work. Enough gossip. I handed Wyatt my tablet. "Study this role. The studio's replacing Ethan due to controversy. I recommended you." They agreed? Just like that? Wyatt's eyes widened. "Of course. This entire production?" I tapped the screen meaningfully. "I orchestrated it. 2 months prior, I'd begun assembling Ethan's magnum opus, Counter-Strike. His first post-award film needed to cement his legacy. I courted Ivy, the Ivy League literature professor turned lead screenwriter. Through dawn jogs and persistent persuasion, I personally convinced the legendary director dubbed the Maestro, meticulously pitching the script's nuances until he committed. Every department head, lighting, cinematography, makeup represented industry elites. His co-stars? Triple Crown winners and Lifetime Achievement honorees. Even supporting roles went to current box office magnates. Now, Ethan's self-destruction voided our plans. The studio swiftly approved Wyatt as replacement, his uncanny resemblance to Ethan making him the logical choice. Our recent public feud only fueled investor frenzy, funding overflowed before filming commenced. Yet Wyatt's expression darkened. Viv, you don't think I'm using you? Obviously. His lips twitched. I just wanted to help. Not exploit your connections. Save the melodrama. I chuckled. We're allies against common enemies. Your gain post-Ethan benefits us both. Profit-driven partnerships? I met his gaze squarely. They're the most stable. Wyatt returned to studying the script silently. I recognized his unspoken sentiments. But post-Ethan, I refused to blur professional and personal lines again. Clean transactions. Clear boundaries. Counter-Strike began filming on the first frost morning. When Wyatt announced me as his agent during the launch, Ethan called within 30 minutes. Clever girl. He sneered. Dumped me for Wyatt so smoothly. Attorney Ryan warned you about slander lawsuits. Yes? I replied sweetly. This call's being recorded. By the way. The dial tone answered. 3 months later. Public outrage against Ethan had dissipated, such as showbiz. Our he said she said drama lacked real-world stakes. Fading into mere tabloid fodder. Though morally tarnished, his notoriety still attracted roles. After all, infamy sells. Moreover, he's a man, a gender that's always granted the easiest forgiveness. All he needed was another viral video, and people would instantly forget how they'd once cursed him as scum, turning right back into fangirls screaming over his photos. Yesterday, after 3 months of silence, Ethan reappeared at his new film's premiere. He remained the lead actor, though the production team had clearly downgraded. He must have been smug, thinking everything went according to plan, winning the girl, dumping me, and soon reclaiming his throne. Until today, when Counter-Strike's production announcement dropped, his facade cracked. What he doesn't know is that Counter-Strike's been ready for months. We delayed the launch specifically to wait for him. I wanted Ethan and Wyatt to become direct comparisons. Audiences might forgive Ethan, but against Wyatt's flawless image, Ethan's flaws will always glare. Matching release timelines. Similar genres. Simultaneous premieres, they'll generate buzz. But Ethan will forever be overshadowed by Wyatt. Did he really think I'd let him climb back up? As a competent agent, every time Ethan leaks paparazzi shots or lands endorsements, I flood the zone with Wyatt's updates. By the time our films hit theaters, Wyatt's momentum had completely eclipsed Ethan's. Not that Ethan didn't try countermoves, but after 7 years as his agent, I know his playbook better than he does. On premiere night, Ethan called me, rage simmering beneath forced humility. Ivy, you've ruined my reputation. You took the money. What more do you want? I've got a kid to feed now, can't you just back off? Leave some dignity for future dealings? I nearly laughed. The audacity. Sorry, but I don't deal with trash. Also, you're pushing 40, practically 50 by Hollywood math. Shouldn't you be mature enough not to throw tantrums? Pro tip, grow thicker skin. This is just the opening act. Wyatt watched me hang up. Eyes gleaming. Ivy, I've never wanted someone to call you more. That was better than Netflix special. I rolled my eyes. Save the commentary. We've got 12 cities to cover. For 2 weeks. Wyatt became a roadshow machine. A-list talent usually delegate this grind. But an Oscar winner doing full grassroots tours? Unprecedented. His authenticity sparked organic hype. Between the casting drama, leaked rivalries, and fan-driven memes, Counter-Strike sold out theaters nationwide on opening day. We'd strategically drip-fed details, letting audience reactions guide our marketing. When viewers emerged raving about plot twists, we released behind-the-scenes reels exactly matching their theories. A month later, Counter-Strike crossed $5 billion globally, making Wyatt the highest-grossing lead of the decade. Ethan's film? It barely scraped $100 million. His last hope, film festival validation, crumbled when Wyatt swept every acting award. Backstage at the after party. Ethan cornered me. "You've been fucking him this whole time. Haven't you?" He slammed me against the wall. "That's why you sabotaged me? Because Wyatt's better in bed?" Before I could react, Wyatt's voice cut through. "She didn't need to sleep with me to know I'm superior. Unlike you, I actually act." Security dragged him out as Wyatt adjusted his tuxedo. "Shall we? Our champagne's getting warm. Does he know your favorite position? If not, I don't mind teaching him." I raised my leg and slammed my stiletto heel onto Ethan's foot. He released my collar with a pained grunt, giving me just enough time to swing my arm with every ounce of strength I possessed. The resounding slap across Ethan's right cheek echoed through the room. Before he could recover from the foot injury, the fresh sting on his face left him momentarily paralyzed. "You dare hit me?" he roared, disbelief contorting his features. I massaged my wrist. "Hard to believe?" Another slap cracked across his left cheek. "Let me help you get accustomed then." My palm struck his face again in a backhanded swing. For an entire year, I'd suppressed this volcanic rage, maintaining glacial composure. Did you think I'd play the heartbroken ex? Crying daily, pining for your scraps of affection while helping build your empire? That I'd wait pathetically for your pitying crumbs? My voice remained steady despite the adrenaline surging through me. Yet here I stand, reclaimed my assets, built my own career, and apparently shattered your fragile ego. The slaps continued methodically until Ethan finally snapped from his daze, shoving me to the floor. As he raised his fist, the door burst open. Wyatt caught his wrist mid-swing. Reporters who'd followed Wyatt in quickly retreated, cameras clicking shut. "Personal matters are best handled privately," Wyatt stated before flooring Ethan with a single punch. "Touch Ivy again, and I'll put you in ICU next time." Ethan curled into a whimpering ball, hardly surprising given Wyatt's background. The martial arts champion turned stuntman turned Oscar winner didn't pull punches. Even as Wyatt helped me leave, Ethan's groans still echoed behind us. "Send him to the ER," I instructed loudly. "Cover all expenses. Make sure he knows we'll keep paying his hospital bills indefinitely." True to form, Ethan milked the incident, dramatic ER visit. Trending hashtags like #WyattTheBully and #Ethan hospitalized within hours. He'd clearly learned from past failures. Coordinating smear campaigns through compliant media outlets. No cameras in private lounges? Perfect for his fabrications. Our counterattack came swiftly. At the hospital press conference, I let tears fall. Wyatt did strike Ethan while protecting me. Violence is never acceptable. Which is why we're here to apologize. My voice broke artfully. But doctors confirm Ethan's perfectly fine. He's occupying medical resources to frame us. Just like he manipulated our decade-long relationship. I projected court documents onto screens, irrefutable evidence of his infidelity. I never spoke about the betrayal's agony. Never weaponized my pain. Yet my silence bred this monstrous lie. Then we played the damning footage, Wyatt joking with reporters about surprising me. The door swinging open to reveal my disheveled state, torn collar, wild hair, as Ethan loomed threateningly. The internet erupted. #EthanExposed trended within minutes. Comments flooded in "Ethan's the real predator." Wyatt showed restraint, "I'd have broken bones." Ivy's grace under fire is legendary. Ethan's tearful apology video flopped spectacularly. The court of public opinion had rendered its verdict. His reputation lay in ashes while our stock kept rising. Some battles aren't fought with fists, but with perfect timing and a smartphone camera. Ethan faced public backlash for allegedly hoarding medical resources and lost several recently acquired endorsements. Now he not only dealt with reputational damage but also legal liabilities. The financial strain drove him to join a lucrative reality show. However, his participation backfired as fans criticized him for demeaning his actor's integrity, an image I'd meticulously crafted during our partnership. Torn between supporting his need for exposure and their disappointment, Fans resorted to viciously attacking other cast members on the show's official social media while scrutinizing every frame. That's how they uncovered Ethan's mistress. After our split, Ethan started his own agency recruiting attractive influencers. Whenever filming or attending events, he'd secure minor roles for his entourage. For this travel reality show, he brought Mandy, an actress he publicly bantered with as her employer while she played the victim from an overworked employee angle. But eagle-eyed fans spotted their matching accessories, analyzed Ethan's body language favoring Mandy, and even dug up hotel surveillance footage of them. Strangely, the Fury targeted Mandy instead of Ethan. Fans insisted the innocent Ethan had been seduced, flooding Mandy's accounts with death threats demanding she stop corrupting their 30-year-old baby. Shockingly, Ethan pressured Mandy to accept full responsibility under the guise of protecting company interests, demanding her public apology and exit from the show. That night, I met Mandy at a dimly lit cafe. Her eyes were red and swollen. "You're really going to take all the blame? This will end your career," I said. "What choice do I have?" Mandy's bitter laugh cracked. "He's powerful. I'm disposable. You all think I'm some home-wrecking slut. But he approached me first. I just optimized my opportunities. I'm a businesswoman, not a therapist. Your motives don't interest me, but I appreciate honesty. All relationships are transactions. Let's make one, provide evidence that Ethan initiated the affair during his wife's pregnancy, prove he's a serial cheater, and I'll get you a supporting role in Wyatt's next film. Wyatt's agency might even sign you." Mandy finally looked up. "Aren't you afraid of Ethan's retaliation? He's still an Oscar winner." My smile sharpened. "I'm the reason that camel's collapsing. Why fear bones?" With newfound leverage, Mandy confessed, "I was just a pretty face live streaming dances for tips. When Ethan scouted me, I thought I'd won the lottery. 6 of us did. Orphans. Village girls. Perfect prey. During training, her tears fell. I considered suicide. But my sisters need school fees. My father's construction injury compensation never came. Before streaming, my family borrowed money for New Year's pork. When I became his mistress, Mom called it a heavenly miracle. Poverty leaves no room for pride. MS. Harrison. My death won't get Dad's wheelchair or meat for Lunar New Year. Do you have evidence of assault? Why not report him? Lawyers don't side with paupers. Developers forgot Dad's broken legs. Courts too. I embraced her trembling shoulders. This time, truth will matter. You'll become your family's fortress. Mandy released everything: Ethan's casting couch auditions, assault footage, victim testimonies via personal cloud storage, bypassing his media controls. The internet exploded. No amount of deletions could purge Ethan's crimes from public consciousness. During Ethan's arrest, his wife Laura broke silence. The former trophy wife accused Ethan of assaulting her into marriage during pregnancy until netizens exposed her own affair through leaked hotel videos with her current husband. MS. Laura Bennett is truly something. First, she seduced my husband into spending money to launch her career. Then, she lured Ethan Parker away from his first love to propose to her. Now that Ethan's career has crashed and he's facing jail time, she's playing the victim. Poor Ethan still doesn't realize Laura only pursued him to make him the baby's father. The child is actually my ex-husband's. The internet was buzzing like New Year's Eve. Ethan dominated the top 10 trending topics. That evening, the detention center contacted me, saying Ethan wanted to see me. Wyatt sulked, he's just having regrets. He'll beg for forgiveness with those crocodile tears, nobody does the waterworks better. I chuckled while patting his arm. If he cries, I'll cry too. We can have a crying contest. I won't lose out either. In the visitation room, Ethan looked hollow-eyed with stubble shadowing his jaw. None of his former charm remaining. True to predictions. He sobbed apologies, we've been together since college until our 30s. You're my most important person. How could I not care? But when I saw Laura, she reminded me of how innocent and sweet you were back in our university days. Being with her felt like revisiting our past. The words made me nauseous. Ivy. I was wrong. Give me another chance. Let me love you properly. Remember our plan? After making it big, I'd take you traveling worldwide. We'd leave your family drama behind and start fresh. Please? Ethan wept until his breath hitched. The picture of sincerity. I felt nothing. My hatred had burned out, leaving indifference. The only reason I came was to let him cling to false hope, before watching me snuff it out. I showed him trending exposes about Laura on my phone. His shock curdled into rage. She lied? That bitch claimed she was pregnant. She ruined my life. His howls of anguish followed me out. Sunlight warmed my face as I stepped outside. During Ethan's detention, investigators uncovered tax evasion, DUI hit-and-runs, and other charges. Combined sentences would keep him jailed until at least 50. Not that I cared anymore. Wyatt became oddly invested in watching Ethan's trial live streams. I teased him, still bitter he'd beat you for that acting trophy years ago? Not about some award. He wrinkled his nose. He had your full devotion and threw it away. I enjoy watching karma bite him. Call me petty, I'll own it. Let's drink to celebrate his incarceration. Not for him. I sorted documents with a smile. For my new beginning. Wyatt suddenly fidgeted on the couch. This new chapter, does it involve me? Actually, I handed him the files. You'll need a new agent. I'm starting film school abroad next month, finally pursuing my directing degree. He froze before whispering. Then what am I to you? Slumping like a deflated balloon. He mumbled. You know I've loved you since the Ethan days. That night I approached you at the awards, partly worried after your breakup. But mostly wanting you as my agent to stay close. I knew. My throat tightened. But mixing romance with revenge would have made me hesitate to use you. Like when I had you accidentally walk reporters into Ethan's meltdown. If I'd loved you, I couldn't have let you punch him and become tabloid fodder. Our professional relationship let me make ruthless choices. Being an agent was never my dream. Now I'm reclaiming myself. Throughout this journey, I've experienced the glitz and glamour I once chased. I made money, gained fame, and built connections. Now I want to fulfill my original dream of working in the industry I truly love. Wyatt gave a wry smile. With your talent, you'll definitely become an outstanding director someday. An outstanding director who makes big money. I added. Well then, I wish you success. Wyatt stood up and gave me a brief hug before walking away without another word. I took Tiana abroad with me. Between classes and rehearsals, we'd drive to mountain campsites to stargaze with some wine. Many nights. I'd remember Ethan's Grand Slam victory night, my shock, heartbreak, and the forced composure I'd mustered to counterattack. After shedding all those burdens, I found myself drinking with Wyatt on his villa patio. Mountain breeze ruffling our hair as Tiana snoozed in my arms. I wasn't completely indifferent to him. It's easy to develop feelings for someone who helps you through dark times. But I couldn't tell if it was genuine affection or survival-driven gratitude. More importantly, back then I only wanted revenge against Ethan. Becoming Wyatt's agent served as both my revenge channel and weapon. Though I secretly loathed this profession, I'd entered this field because of Ethan. Yet I refused to let his shadow taint every interaction with Wyatt. That's why I quit to return to film school to rebuild my success as Ivy. Completely separate from Ethan. The mountain air carried autumn's chill as we drank. Should have brought a shawl. Is this how you've been taking care of yourself these years? That voice. That person. Here. In this foreign land. Hi. I'm Ivy. The director. Care for a drink? Hi. I'm Wyatt. The actor. I'd love to.